More than 50 years after Thunder Bay became one city, an odd remnant from the past can still be found. The former cities of Port Arthur and Fort William both had a Lincoln Street. And while all other duplicated names have been changed since, Thunder Bay still has two Lincoln Streets. Jonathan Wilson has the story.
The Lincoln Street in the former Port Arthur is located between Algoma Street and the rear of the casino and has a handful of properties on it. The one on the south side, in the former city of Fort William, intersects with Vickers Street and only has one property on it, McIver Court. It's now been 55 years since amalgamation, and both of those street names remain unchanged.
The Lincoln Street that comes off of Vickers Street on the south side of the city was named after a relative of the person that owned the plot of land that became the subdivision. And on the north side, we're not sure exactly where the source of the name came from, but it was in the original plan for Prince Arthur's Landing.
City archivist Christina Wakefield says documentation shows there was an effort to change the name of the Southside Lincoln Street a couple of times in the early 1970s, with the name suggested being Lamont Street and Liverpool Street.
There was a letter of protest at one point that they didn't want to change the name of Lincoln Street that was in the south end. And so it just sort of appears that the street dropped off the list after that and never got changed.
Unfortunately, the archives don't have the actual letter of protest, and Wakefield assumes it was thrown out at the time. She notes Thunder Bay also has a number of non-identical but similar street names, including Dawson Road and Dawson Street, Gordon Street and Gordon Avenue, and Ray Boulevard and Ray Court. Wakefield adds that she's unsure why the city never changed one of the Lincoln Streets.
There isn't a lot of the background documentation. We just have sort of what came to City Council. Not a lot of that got saved, so we're not really sure what sort of background discussions happened around the street.
Local fire rescue officials say with any 911 calls to one of the Lincoln Streets, they always include an address number to ensure that first responders never go to the wrong Lincoln Street. Jonathan Wilson, TBT News.